Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
That's Gary Chambers of Louisiana. You see him there, sparked a blunt. And he's sparking lots of conversation with his first campaign ad. As you just heard, he's highlighting the alarming disparities about drug enforcement laws in our country. Chambers stopped by BNC's The World tonight to discuss his controversial campaign ad. Listen.
In a state that ranks 50 in crime and 49 in the economy, we need to make sure that we build an equitable playing field for everybody to play on. People in California, people in Colorado, people in Illinois, even Virginia have the ability to purchase recreational marijuana cannabis, right? But in Louisiana, you can still go to jail for it, right? Now, we've just decriminalized to a certain degree, but that's really at the will of certain sheriff's offices. And we need to make sure that Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, southern states across this country have the same rules as these other states.
Now, I love Gary Chambers, and I don't know all that he stands for, but we remember him. Remember Miss Connie, okay, school board seat, who was shopping online while he was talking about trying to change the name of a vile traitor in history of one of the schools down there. So I've loved Gary Chambers for a long time. And this is perhaps of more consequence. You know, I think history matters, of course, and names and symbols that don't comport with what we claim we believe in America, they're important too. But what he's saying here is you're arresting black people. And what he's also saying is he's tired of candidates. Every time there's a campaign going, there's a re-election, because he wants Senator Kennedy's seat down there in Louisiana. They step before the microphones and they say this or that about what they're going to do with these antiquated marijuana laws. No, they don't do a thing. They don't do a thing. So I like his visuals here. I like the imagery. I don't partake. I think it's stupid to continue to criminalize something that a lot of people do. And I don't know that it's that bad or bad at all compared to some of the other things that are legal in this country. So the fact that he's sitting there in all of his glory, look at him sparking it up unapologetically. I think it's, smoke your blunt, Gary. Smoke your blunt.
And like you said, it ain't just a little marijuana cigarette, it's a blunt. It's like some Swisher Sweets rolled. I don't know what he got in that Swisher Sweets, but it is a blunt. It is a big blunt. And he is unapologetically smoking that blunt in his campaign ad. Like you said, Sharon, he's a real one. That's a real one right there. And like you said, I think we want to hear more about what he stands for, not just marijuana, because obviously that is big down in the state where, like he mentioned, black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession than white people. But let's not forget, a lot of white people smoke weed too. They got a lot of white people in Louisiana that smoke weed that's looking at Gary Chambers right now. It's like, I like him. I'm going to vote for him because I'm tired of being picked on too for smoking weed. So it's not just a black issue. It's just that it's a black issue when it comes to who gets arrested for it or who's criminalized for it. But a lot more white people smoke weed than them. But here's the thing. I like real people. I like a candidate that's going to tell me exactly what he or she stands for. I don't want somebody that's going to get in front of the cameras, get in front of the microphones and say everything that you think I want to hear. Tell me what's on your mind. And then once you get into office, guess what? I'm going to hold you to that because I know what I picked. The only thing I ever, and it's hard for me to say the words because I still think there's a part of him that is playing to certain people in this country. The only thing I respected somewhat about Donald Trump is that he really kind of came out and just said what was on his mind, who he really was or whatnot. And he came out like that. Okay, I know who you are. I can choose to respect or not respect you, but at least I know what you are when you get in there. There are too many politicians that will pretend to be this holier than thou person. And then once they get into office, whether it be kickbacks, campaign, whatever it is, somebody getting in their ear. It's about them. It's not about the party. It's not about the country. It's about them, that they pretend to be somebody they're not just to get elected. Gary Chambers, I know he's standing on other things besides marijuana, but I hope this ad and I hope his campaign get a lot of run, because it is time to decriminalize it in a lot more states. Right now, I think 13 states decriminalize it, 18 states legalize it, 36 for medical use, and more people are realizing that weed really isn't that bad, to be honest with you, when you compare it to all the other drugs and all the other crimes that might be out there that other people are getting arrested for.
Yeah, and it does have many medicinal purposes. And let me say that, look, a lot of weed heads don't get up until afternoon, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And that's fine. I don't know. I don't know if they're paying attention to the ads, but honestly, all he has to do is send his campaign workers to 7-Eleven around 2, 3 in the morning, and he'll see everybody. He'll see everybody he needs to see, and pass out the flyers and say, "Listen, you want to get this done? I need you to get up on one day. You don't even have to get up early that day, election day, but go cast your ballot." And we'll see what happens. I'd like to get him on the show. I know he's been on BNC, but I'd like to get him right here and just ask him a little bit more about his platform.
Yeah, let's get him up early in the morning and find out what else he stands for. But you just got to remind him that they got to vote. Like, hey,
well, if he's smoking
today?
late,
Oh, man,
I don't know
forgot.
how early he'll get up. But
I forgot.
yeah.
That's one of the side effects. I will say that's one of the side. I can't. Here's the problem. Can't stand in long lines. You can't give them snacks. You can't give them snacks.
This is true.
Water.
Well, they'll figure it out.
You gotta bring your own
figure it
cookies. They'll figure it out. We'll get it all done. I know we can play. But yeah, good luck to Gary Chambers in his campaign there.